The Stoic secret to thriving in a zombie apocalypse. Build your unshakable mental fortress. Stop for a second. Take a deep breath. Look out your window. What do you see? People rushing, chaotic traffic, headlines screaming disaster. We call this life, but what if I told you this is already a kind of apocalypse? An invisible apocalypse where our inner peace is being eaten away day after day. And what if, to truly survive, you needed the right mindset not to fight off zombies, but to fight the chaos surrounding you? You see, we spend our whole lives trying to control the uncontrollable. We try to control what others think about us, the traffic that makes us late, the bad news that bombards us, and with every attempt, we lose a piece of ourselves. The power we think we're chasing actually slips away with every frustration. We become our own victims, running in panic from a threat that, most of the time, exists only in our minds. And that's where Stoicism comes in. It's not about being an emotionless robot, as many believe. It's about becoming a strategist of your own emotions. Stoicism is the survival manual Marcus Aurelius wrote in the middle of a collapsing empire. It's the philosophy of Seneca, a man in exile who found freedom in confinement. They weren't running from zombies, but from something far more real and dangerous: despair. And they discovered that the only thing they could truly control was their own reaction. Imagine the outside world as a zombie apocalypse. Zombies represent what we can't control: unfair criticism, bankruptcy, losing a job, the end of a relationship. We can scream, stomp our feet, get angry, but they'll keep coming. Panic won't make them stop. On the contrary, panic will only attract them faster. The Stoic strategy is different. They don't waste energy trying to fight the horde head-on. They retreat into their inner fortress, their mind. They strengthen their home, their only unstealable possession. From there, they watch the horde not with terror, but with a brutal calm. They understand that what hurts you is not the zombie itself, but your judgment about the zombie. It's not the criticism that wounds you, but your belief that it's true. It's not bankruptcy that destroys you, but your attachment to the idea that you can't live without money. A Stoic's power lies in a place no one can take from them: the ability to decide what has value and what doesn't. It's absolute focus on what is under your control: your thoughts, your actions, your virtue. The practical action for this first part is simple, but will change how you see the world. Over the next few days, when something bad happens, an unpleasant email, a delay, or a criticism, don't react immediately. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, act with calm and wisdom. That small moment of reflection is your first wall against the apocalypse. If you're tired of being eaten alive by chaos and want to start building your fortress, hit the like button so I'll know. Comment the word fortress below to show you're ready to defend your mind. And subscribe to the channel so you won't miss what's next, because in the next part, we'll turn your greatest threat into your greatest weapon. Turn every obstacle into a secret weapon. If your mind is your fortress, what's the zombie attack? It's the things that happen around you that you cannot change. An illness that strikes, a plan that fails, someone you trust betraying you. Most people, when faced with such an attack, try to run away, or worse, try to fight back with their bare hands, using uncontrolled emotions, yelling and panicking. But the Stoic knows you can't defeat a horde of zombies with screams. You need a smarter strategy. There's a phrase from Marcus Aurelius that I carry with me like a silent weapon, a mantra. He said, "The obstacle in the path becomes the path." At first glance, that might sound insane. How could a zombie possibly become the path to your happiness? But think about it. The true art of a Stoic isn't to avoid zombies, it's to use them. To transform what threatens you into what strengthens you. Every zombie, every failure, every criticism is a disguised opportunity. Modern life has taught us to see failure as proof that something is wrong with us. If we lose a business, we feel like a failure. If we're rejected, we feel like we're not good enough. But this is a mistake. Real power isn't about avoiding failure, it's about facing it. The zombie is at your door. You have 2 choices: panic, scream, and try to fight it with rage and despair, which will only draw more zombies. Or sit down, observe it, and ask, what is this obstacle teaching me? Every zombie that arrives at your door is a test of your self-control, a test of your mind. It's a chance to sharpen your inner weapons, to reinforce the walls of your fortress. Stoicism shows us that the only thing that truly harms us is not the events themselves, but our interpretation of them. The zombie is just biting. What really hurts is your belief that this bite is the end of your world. But what if it's the beginning? Let's say, for example, your business went bankrupt. That's the zombie at your door. You can panic and give in to despair, or you can face it and ask, what can I learn from this? Maybe this failure taught you not to trust certain people. Maybe it revealed your true priorities. Maybe it gave you the chance to start over from scratch, with a wiser, stronger vision. The practical action for this part is a reversal exercise. The next time something bad happens, when a zombie knocks on your door, I want you to ask yourself, how can I turn this obstacle into my greatest advantage? Don't allow yourself to be the victim. Be the strategist. Failure is a cruel teacher, but its lessons are priceless. Defeat is a zombie, but its bite can give you an emotional immunity no one else has. If you're ready to stop running from chaos and start using it as your greatest weapon, hit the like button to show it. Comment the word resilience so I'll know you're ready to find happiness where no one else dares to look. And subscribe to the channel so you won't miss what's coming next, because the next part is all about turning your biggest fear into power. Face the most feared zombie, death. We've built the fortress of the mind. We've learned to use zombies as stepping stones for growth. But there's one zombie no one wants to face. It doesn't knock on your door. It doesn't run toward you. It's always there, standing in the shadows, waiting. Its name is death. Modern society has taught us to fear death, to pretend it doesn't exist. The result? We live mediocre lives, wasting our time on what doesn't matter, running in circles, and avoiding the inevitable. But Stoicism has a strategy for this too. The Stoics practiced an exercise called memento mori, which means, remember that you will die. The idea wasn't to be morbid or pessimistic. It was the opposite. It was to be free. Think about it. What gives you more power, the fear of losing what you have, or the courage to risk everything knowing it can all be lost? When you face the zombie of death, what scares you isn't the end itself, it is realizing you haven't been truly living. Death is the greatest obstacle, and according to Stoic philosophy, the greatest obstacle is the path. Imagine the zombie apocalypse isn't something that might happen, it's something already happening. Every single day. Every minute that passes is one less minute you have. Stoicism teaches you to use this urgency not to panic, but to focus. What would you do if you knew you only had 1 year to live? Would you still care about the opinions of strangers on the internet? Would you keep working a job that destroys you inside? Probably not. You'd dedicate yourself to what truly matters. You'd value what is priceless. Memento mori is the key that unlocks your inner fortress and gives you the freedom to act with true purpose. It frees you from fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of trying something new. Because at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? Death? No, the worst thing is living without purpose, without action, without caring about what makes you feel alive. That's what the chaos of the world does to us. It distracts us, scares us, and makes us forget the only undeniable truth. The practical action for this third part is a memento mori exercise applied to your life. Take your notebook and write at the top of the page, what would I do if I knew I had only 1 year left to live? Then, list 5 things you would stop doing and 5 things you would do immediately. Be honest. Let your emotions flow onto the paper. This exercise will reveal what your mind truly values. It will give you brutal clarity and a sense of urgency that no productivity course can match. If you're ready to embrace the urgency of your own existence and use it as power, hit the like button. Comment the word eternity so I'll know you're ready to live a life that, at its end, you won't regret. And subscribe to the channel because in the next part, the final one, we'll bring all these lessons together to forge your most powerful weapon. Virtue, your ultimate weapon of power. If you've made it this far, then your inner fortress is already standing. You no longer see the zombie apocalypse as a threat, but as a training ground. The fear of death is no longer a shadow, it's a beacon that lights your true path. And it's here, at this exact point in our journey, that Stoicism becomes your ultimate weapon. Because true power isn't just about defending yourself, it's about using your virtue as a hammer to shape your own reality. The Stoics believed that happiness wasn't a destination, but a virtue. It's your ability to be just, courageous, temperate, and wise regardless of circumstances. The world may be on fire, the zombie horde may be at your door, but your virtue is something no one can take from you. And that's what gives you ultimate control. Not control over what happens, but control over how you respond to what happens. It's your action in the middle of chaos. Think about everything we've covered. Your hybrid life strategy for success and power is now complete. You have the inner fortress to protect your mind, part 1. You have the wisdom to turn obstacles into opportunities, part 2. And you have the urgency of death to focus on what truly matters, part 3. You are no longer a slave to your emotions or your circumstances, you've become the master of your own life. But how does this mastery show up in daily life? The practical action for this final part is the creation of a morning ritual. Before you grab your phone, before you check the news, before you expose yourself to the chaos of the world, I want you to sit for 10 minutes and do the following. First, remember the zombie of death. Remember your time is limited. That will give you urgency. Then, imagine the zombies you'll face today: an unpleasant email, a difficult coworker, a financial problem, and ask yourself, how can I use this zombie for my growth? That will give you resilience. Finally, reaffirm your focus. What truly matters to you today? What will make you feel you've lived the day with virtue? This small 10-minute morning action is your preparation for the apocalypse. It's how you put on the armor of Stoicism, sharpen your weapons, and remind yourself that you have the power to be the protagonist of your life, not the victim. The world may collapse outside, but inside your fortress, you will remain unshaken. The game is over, and your new game is just beginning. Your strategy to be happy in the zombie apocalypse is now in your hands. Hit the like button if this journey has transformed you. Comment the word victory so I'll know you're ready to live a life with purpose and power. And subscribe to the channel because the apocalypse is just beginning, and you're going to need a place to sharpen your new weapons.